Something I think Welcome to Demon School Iruma-Kun does really well is showing how a character's past affects their present. Hello, I'm Haley. I'm a reader, published author, and a lover of analyses. Let's get into it. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-Kun is a manga and an anime by Osamu Nishi that I've quite enjoyed. It's about Iruma Suzuki, who has terrible parents that sell him to a demon for a bit of cash. Then he ends up becoming said demon's grandson and going to a demon school and causing all sorts of shenanigans, but that last part's less relevant for the moment. Like I said, his parents were awful. The show opens with Iruma working on a fishing boat because his parents were too lazy to work and made him get a job. This was when he was 14, but the behavior has clearly been going on for a long time. When the demon Sullivan is asking Iruma to be his grandson, he says that he will respect Iruma's wishes if he refuses. Iruma is trying to convince himself to say no, saying that this is ridiculous and anyone would refuse it, but due to his upbringing, he is way too much of a people-pleaser to say no, so he ends up becoming the demon's grandson. Yay? Then, later in the episode, after he unintentionally ticks off another student and gets challenged to a duel, we see another effect of his raising. It is referred to as his overwhelming crisis evasion capability. Basically, while he has zero offense, he has nearly infinite defense. The student who is fighting him, Asmodeus, spends a full 20 minutes chucking fireballs at him without landing a single hit. Turns out, if you get chased by bears because your parents are lazy butts enough, you'll learn to dodge just about anything. This skill is very often helpful, as it makes it hard for him to get hurt, but it was actually a hindrance for Execution Cannonball, which is basically dodgeball. See, he could avoid getting hit, but he couldn't catch the ball to throw it back since he kept viewing it as a threat and jumping away. It took a lot of training to get to where he could stay still and actually catch the ball. The last one I wanted to bring up is how he eats. It's a lot. Always. And without backstory or whatnot, it could be played off as him being a teenage boy who aren't known for eating a lot, or something like how Mitsuri just has a really high metabolism for some reason that isn't really important. But then there's the line where he says, I have to cram it all in while I can. And then you remember his backstory and realize that this kid has not had enough food growing up and is overcompensating now. Also, how he really doesn't want to throw away the eggshells when making cookies at the end of Season 3. He's used to having to use every single resource to its absolute fullest extent, even if eggshells have no business whatsoever being in baked goods. And yeah, these are blown up and played for comedic effect, but it's easier to learn concepts when they are examples taken to extremes as they're easier to notice. A slightly subtler example from the show is Clara. She's introduced as this super over-the-top person with more energy than a caffeinated goat, and this is something that never really changes. But when she plays with Iruma and Az, she gives them snacks or toys or whatnot as payment for putting up with her. This is because there's another group of students that would occasionally play, in quotation marks, with her in exchange for snacks. So when Iruma refuses her offering, she takes it as a rejection and starts crying. But when Iruma explains how he doesn't want her to bribe him to play with her, he truly enjoys her company, it's a really nice moment. This doesn't get brought up much, but it was never really forgotten about either. Near the end of the Harvest Festival in Season 3, Clara gets hit with the trauma spell, which basically makes you hallucinate something traumatizing happening to you. In that hallucination, she sees Iruma saying how she really is a pain to hang around, and now he wants payment to keep doing it. Even though she has good friends who love her for being her, the interactions with her bullies still stay with her, even if only on a more subconscious level. Now, this doesn't have to only be used for character flaws or fears or whatnot. It can be used for neutral or even happy things, too. I can't think of any specific examples from the show, aside from, Clara calling things by weird names because that's just how her family refers to them, but I can think of some from my own life. I always shake hands with my left hand under my right elbow because that's how we were supposed to do it for Taekwondo. I don't have a problem projecting my voice from all my years of doing theater. I just about always take off my shoes when I enter someone's house because that's been the rule for my house and most of my family's for my entire life. Regardless of what specifically, your past experiences affect you, so your character's experiences should affect them too. And not just in a tragic backstory, so now they're a ball of anger way, though that can be good too. But in smaller ways as well. I find it fascinating to look at a character and be able to see why they do the little things. Oh, they're uncomfortable around girls because literally all of their female relatives were terrible? Okay, that sounds like a reasonable consequence. Oh, they have amazing balance and can climb just about anything because they came from a family of acrobats? That tracks. Oh, they like high places because someone stuck them in a hole as punishment? Makes sense. Whatever backstory your character has, having some effects of it bleed into their current life helps make the story more real and interesting. Sometimes the things can be simpler, such as the crisis evasion, but some might take a bit more thought, like with the eggshells. Just don't add the backstory strictly for sympathy, have it actually do something. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.